Hi, I'm Paul Drew. I'm a professor in the Department of Neurobiology and Developmental Sciences here at University of Arkansas for Medical Sciences.
And I'm Patty White. I'm a professor in the Department of Physiology and Biophysics.
And first, we'd like to thank the Rampy Foundation for all of the support that they've given to both Patty and me, as well as Dr. Archer. And we're all here together as a team to try to end the devastating effects of multiple sclerosis. A little bit about multiple sclerosis. So it is believed to be an autoimmune disease. So in this case, your own immune system, which is there to protect you against various pathogens and so forth, tumors as well, instead of fighting those pathogens, actually will attack self. And in this case, it attacks the central nervous system, and it causes demyelination, and it begins to cut the wires, if you will, of the neurons, and then people with MS over time will lose function due to the problems with this wiring system. So much of the work that I focus on is in the initial events of multiple sclerosis, that is focusing on how to control those autoimmune reactions and developing drugs that will be effective in controlling the cells. These are the T cells, B cells, and also the innate immune cells, and controlling those in a specific manner. We need to be able to do that. We can't block the entire immune response, because then people would be prone to infections and tumors. So we have to do this in a very defined manner, and the Rampy Foundation has assisted us in moving forward with these endeavors.
So my work, instead of focusing on autoimmunity, focuses more on after the damage has occurred and how do we fix that damage. So the focus of my lab has been to work on trying to understand how the myelin genes are regulated during health and development. Myelination in humans occurs relatively early, so for the most part, your brain is fairly well myelinated by the age of 2, although there are some discrete parts of the brain that are still myelinating in young adults. And so our lab has focused on trying to understand the regulation of these genes that are going to encode these myelin proteins, so that we can go in and look under a kind of disease state. There are animal models for MS, and we can look to see how we can maybe change things so that we can promote remyelination in animals and hopefully translate that to the clinic. So the problem for MS is kind of twofold. One, you've got to calm down the immune system so it's not attacking itself. But then after this damage has occurred, you have to actually try to have healing occurred so that we don't have this, what Paul was referring to as wire cutting, losing these neurons, and they'll fall out and we'll have deficits. So as far as the Rampy Foundation goes, I think it's a wonderful opportunity for Paul and myself to actually meet the people that are affected by this disease. We love helping over that Labor Day weekend for the Tri-Fest, and it really energizes us to come back to the lab and really work hard to try to solve this difficult problem.